What if you don't need to live in pain and suffering? What if you could give up your karma and have a life of abundance and joy? What if you could start creating magic and miracles that you never thought were possible? Get ready to listen, share, and experience the magic that is you. Now, here's the host of Creating Abundance with Ease radio show, Dr. Helen Gitlevich.
Welcome, everyone, to the show. I am not Dr. Helen Gitlevich, but I have the pleasure and honor of introducing her. I am Christine McIver. I am the founder of Inspired Choices Network, and I am so incredibly excited and honored to have Dr. Helen with us today. Welcome, Dr. Helen, to your show.
Hi, Christine, and hi, everybody. Welcome to the Creating Abundance with Ease, and welcome to the holiday with your bodies. So, this is the first show, so I have no idea what to expect at this moment.
Well, expect a lot of fun. That's what you're going to be receiving. So, before we get into today's show, I want to tell everyone about you. So, I'm going to read your biography so people get to know who you are, Helen, before we actually get into this great topic today. How does that sound?
Sounds wonderful.
Awesome. Okay, so Dr. Helen Gitlevich is a medical doctor, a published author, now a radio show host and podcaster, as well as a teacher of Akashic Records and a founder of Akashic School of Creation. She is also an Access Consciousness certified facilitator, a 3-day body class facilitator, and a Reiki master who is always interested in empowering people to heal themselves and see the magic that they are. Helen became an MD in the city of Chicago in 1989. She ran her own successful practice until high levels of stress she was facing led to her open heart surgery and multiple complications that followed. Being a healer at heart, she became a doctor only to realize that traditional medicine is not always the answer. Helen decided to pursue her passion for helping others in alternative ways. Helen is also an artist and completed her associate in fine art in Chicago. Her creativity helps her in her work with clients and students to create change in their lives. Helen has been facilitating and teaching classes and workshops around the world, inviting people to a different possibility with their health, money, and relationships. Welcome to the world of magic. Is it your turn now to take control of your life? Would you like to join Helen and see if you can choose something greater? You can connect with Helen on her website at creatingabundancewithease.com, which is the exact same name as her radio show that is launching today. Woo! So excited. If you would like to call in and ask any questions, you can call in the U.S. at 815-880-8255, or in Canada, 613-800-8736, or you can join us in the live chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You'll see the chat room right on the menu bar, and come on in. You can ask questions live during the show. So, Helen, that's all about you.
I'm not used to listening to my bio or anything about me or talking about me, but that sounds wonderful, actually.
It does sound wonderful, and I find it so fascinating, and this is going to lead right into today's show. So today's topic is holiday and your body, but I find it incredibly fascinating that you went through and became a medical doctor and practiced, and that actually led to such an awareness that there's different choices in the world with your health, and alternative medicine being one of them.
It's actually even more than that. What I found when I was practicing medicine, pretty much that people actually chose to be sick. And it sounds awful. It's not a conscious choice. It's actually more of unconscious and sabotaging choice. A lot of times, one of the examples I had a lady with thyroid disease, which I never practiced purely traditional medicine. I always used supplements and homeopathy and physical therapy to try to treat traditional illnesses So with her, we chose nutritional supplements where within 3 months she was feeling fine. I'm talking about off her medicine, off everything, a lot of energy, and she was very happy. A few months later, she comes back with the same problems, same energy levels being low, and I'm like, wait a second, what's going on? And she's like, oh, your supplements were too expensive. It was $20 a month. But when I was asking her more, and it was way before I was starting with Access, probably I was doing Akashic Records at that time, and when I was asking her, I found out that she was actually invested in her illness. Part of it was, and she said outright, when I asked her, it's like, what's going on in your family, with your life? She's like, oh, my husband stopped helping me with the kids when I was feeling good. And it was, wow.
Wow is right.
Yes, that's kind of like one of the less drastic examples. A couple of years ago, I had a guy in one of my intro classes, and he had many illnesses. I'm talking about like different arthritis, Parkinson, kind of like a lot of things that's very debilitating, but something that will not kill you right away, not like cancer.
Right.
And so when and during intro, a lot of times I facilitate people and ask questions. And so again, there was a question: what's the value for your illness? He started listing them, and there were quite a bit of them. The kids he was an older gentleman, I think in his 80s, and his kids would visit him more often. His wife takes care of him. There was like things on and on, similar effect. So when I asked him, would you like to let go of those values so you can let go of your disease or diseases, there was a huge pause. He looked at me and he was like, don't I need to know what I'm getting rid of? I'm like, well, we just talked about it. He's like, but I need to consider that. And then I had an awareness. It was working for him.
Right.
It was more of kind of like an instrument how he get people's attention. So I'd like to ask people who are listening right now or who will be listening in the recording, how many of you have those hidden agendas with your illnesses, with whatever going on in your body that creates all of this, creates all that dis-ease, discomfort, not having ease with your body? What if you could choose to let go of that? And this is more about actually looking at what is instead of looking at, oh, how much am I suffering? And that's another thing is, like today I was going to talk about like holiday with your bodies.
Mm-hmm.
I actually looked up what does holiday mean.
This is good. This is good. Because you know what, we do that all the time on the radio, and then we are so surprised by the actual definition that we oftentimes is completely different than what we've been using it. Yeah. So what did you find the word holiday is?
It's actually almost the same, but at the top of the line, it's something in, I will read that, a day fixed by law or customs in which ordinary business is suspended in commemoration of some event or honor of some person, and any day of exemption from work. Religious feast day, holiday, commemorating holidays observed in Judaism, Christianity. Sometimes holidays, chiefly British period of frustration from work, and unintentional gaps left in the plated food. But the original meaning is actually comes from holy day, meaning it's kind of like a day of reverence. So that's my invitation for today's show, to have a reverence for your body, at least a day. Invite to have every day to have a holiday with your body. But what do we do? A lot of times we actually, instead of taking holiday with our bodies, we abuse our bodies. We judge our bodies. How many of you wake up, go to the mirror, look in the mirror, and start judging ourselves? Maybe not everyone, but I know about me a few years ago, or even maybe occasionally, even now. I look in the mirror and I notice something, let's say, oh, I have fat here. Oh my God, I got a new wrinkle. What if by saying that, we actually bring more of the same? Because our point of view creates the reality that we live in, not the other way around. So if we have a point of view that we're aging, it's more of aging happens in our bodies. And it's more about taking us away from that judgment, on the holiday from the judgment. So what if we don't have to judge our body? What if we don't have to create more of illnesses and dis-ease? What if we can just be present with what our body is and allow our body to be happy? And it looks like we're almost ready to go for a break. And after the break, we will talk a little bit more about that.
For
right,
sure.
Kristen?
Absolutely. So just to let everybody know, today's show is called Holiday and Your Body. And we're diving, we've started to dive deep into, but this is all about starting to enjoy our bodies. And so after the break, we will have Dr. Helen tell us more about how we can actually do that and how we can start to treat our bodies with respect and love, and the love that it actually deserves and desires to have. So you are listening to Creating Abundance with Ease with our new host, brand new host, Dr. Helen Gitlevich, here on the Inspired Choices Network. Stay tuned, everyone. We'll be right back right after this short commercial break.
Many of us live our lives based on karma, on the past, and all the unfinished business in our lives. What would you choose if you did not have karma, or if you could choose what you desired instead? By tuning into Creating Abundance with Ease radio show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich, you'll receive tools and inspiration you can use to create the abundance in your life. You are an infinite being with infinite choices. Are you ready to have ease with creating abundance? Listen for Creating Abundance with Ease radio show every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email becomeahost@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is Creating Abundance with Ease radio show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich. To participate in the program, call in the U.S. 815-880-8255, Canada 613-800-8736, or Skype us at Inspired Choices Network. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to helen.g@att.net. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Christine McIver. I am interviewing Dr. Helen Gitlevich on her debut show here on the Inspired Choices Network, and we are talking today about holiday and your body. If you're just joining us, please know that you can join us in the live chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com, and you can be asking questions and making comments. We're actually having a bit of a dance party in here right now, so we would love to have you join us, or you definitely can call in and you'll see those numbers on the website. So, Dr. Helen, where would you like to go now? We're talking about the love for our bodies and some of those stories you were telling. They're just outstanding.
Yeah, they're funny, aren't they? But with everything that's going on in the world, everything is going on in our lives, a lot of times we're so stressed that we start looking at our bodies and kind of like neglect it. So with holiday with our bodies, it's a lot to do with not doing things that this reality is asking us to do. I'm talking about, you know how we're supposed to eat certain things, exercise a certain way, be a certain way, do a certain way, and a lot of it gets us into more stress instead of enjoying our body. We're stressing about how we're supposed to be, how we're supposed to do. And a lot of times it's not even healthy. I don't know about you, but a lot of times in the past I would exercise and do certain exercises that were not good for me and would injure. One of the examples, I went for Zumba because it's supposed to be good for you. It's aerobic, it's dancing. I love dancing. First time I did that, I pulled my knee. And I'm like, wow. I did it within 10 minutes. And I didn't enjoy it because I didn't know the moves and all that. I recovered. 2 months later, I went back, thinking, no, it's good for me. I pulled my hip. Now I was out for more time.
Hello, message on the wall.
So my invitation is, what if we start asking our bodies what the body actually likes? What if body has a consciousness of its own? What a novelty.
What a concept.
Like religion. Exactly. It's such a novelty and such a idea that nobody even thinks about it, because for millions of years we've been entrained to think of our body as a suit, as a meat suit that holds our soul. And a lot of religions and some even spiritual modalities think of that way, that the body has to, like the body is sinful, or the body has to be contained, the body has to be pretty much abused into submission and being controlled. So in reality, body actually has its own consciousness. Everything has consciousness. Let's backtrack. Everything has consciousness. Consciousness includes everything and judges nothing, according to Access Consciousness. But it also, consciousness is everywhere. If you noticed, there were not that much articles now, but a few years ago, they were talking a lot about Higgs particle, Higgs particles, which was theorized in the 60s that it was a particle of God. It's basically the smallest energy particle And it's not even a particle, it's an energy wave that when passes through space creates mass, creates actually matter. When we think about matter, it's not real, it's created of energy vibrating at different rates. And heat particles was theorized is that energy, the consciousness of God, that when it passes through the space, starts creating our reality. So I believe a few years ago, maybe 10 years ago, they finally measured that particle and finally started creating it. So it permeates our whole universe. It permeates everything, including our body, including the chair. And when we talk about embodiment, it's actually much more than our body, which is contained within our skin. Embodiment is, we have energetic bodies, we have subtle bodies, we have aura, we have different, like aesthetic, metaphysical body. There is like different energetic bodies other than our physical form that we can touch. So when we look at our physical body and start making it do certain things, a lot of changes, a lot of things that are stuck, not necessarily in the physical form. It's more, and as we know, there is like mental level, there is emotional level, there is spiritual level. There is so many levels of creation, our bodies. Every thought, every word that we have creates something in our body. It can be good, it can be bad, but nothing is good, nothing is bad. It's just a judgment. So if we stop judging our body, those little particles, the Higgs particles, or energy of God, divine energy, or anything that, you can call it whatever you want, it listens. It actually hears every thought, feeling, motion, everything that we do, and it's trying to gift us whatever we desire or whatever we fear. By the way, the universe doesn't distinguish between our fears and our desires. I love the joke. I don't know, Christine, if you heard that before. Some people that might know me heard it from me. But there is a man sitting on a bus and thinking, oh my God, my wife is a bitch. My kids are idiots. I don't have any money. My boss is stupid. And my life sucks.
Just a few things.
Behind him, just a few things. Behind him sits an angel and writes things down and thinks too. He's like, wow. Every day he's got interesting thoughts and interesting wishes. Okay, it's his wishes, so let's make it happen. So
I like that visual. I really like that visual. like now I just want to turn around and go, don't write that down.
Don't write that down, exactly.
Don't write that down.
That's why in a lot of things people say cancel. In Access we say POC and POD, point of creation, point of destruction, and we can talk about that maybe after the break, but there is like a clearing statement in Access Consciousness that we use as one of the tools to clear things that we either think or we have a point of view about, some limitations, some blocks. We can, just by like a magic, this is like a magic wand to me. Or some people say it's like a flusher on a toilet. We just flush. So the clearing statement is right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And you can use just pock and pot, point of creation, point of destruction. Because the whole phrase is abbreviation and short speak for the energies that allow us to clear those limitations. So with winning statement, you can use pock and pot, point of creation and point of destruction, when we are thinking those things, like I don't have money. Because that's what creates I don't have money. Oh, I don't feel good. I feel tired. Guess what? If you think that, more of that will start creating. A lot of times, everybody heard about Secret, right? And Secret is, I love that book. I love that movie. It works. Of course, there is always have to be action with that. But with The Secret, anything we say, anything we think, especially if it's emotionally charged, will be created faster if it has a high emotional charge. Guess what? Our fears, our doubts, and our anger or our destructive influence, they have a huge emotional charge. Guess what creates more? From fear or from desire? Especially the desire of infinite possibilities when we don't even believe it's possible. Because this reality has a certain point of view, right? This reality has so much, like, oh, if you have this disease, it has to clear in a certain way. I had a friend who fell down and the doctor said, oh, it will take you 3 months to heal it. Well, with body processes, we did it in 3 weeks. And it's just as simple as it gets. Our point of view creates our reality, not the other way around. And it does look like we're going on a break again. How does it get any better than that? I usually get the 3-minute warning. So, and
we just want to keep, Helen, we just want to keep listening to you. I mean, you're making so much sense and bringing our attention to the areas that we really don't pay much attention to. It's kind of like throwaway comments or throwaway sentences. And it's incredible how these small little things can really create what it is that we're saying we don't desire.
Mm-hmm.
Fascinating. Okay, let's go for our second break. And when we get back, Helen is going to share with us even more and maybe go into some of the statements, the POC and POD that you were talking about, explain that, and anything else that we want to, any questions that we have in the chat room or anything else that comes up that you know that we need to hear, Dr. Helen. So everyone, you are listening to Creating Abundance with Ease with our host, Dr. Helen Gitlevich, and we'll be back here on the Inspired Choices Network right after this short break.
Many of us live our lives based on karma, on the past, and all the unfinished business in our lives. What would you choose if you did not have karma, or if you could choose what you desired instead? By tuning into Creating Abundance with Ease radio show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich, you'll receive tools and inspiration you can use to create the abundance in your life. You are an infinite being with infinite choices. Are you ready to have ease with creating abundance? Listen for Creating Abundance with Ease radio show every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. This is Creating Abundance with Ease radio show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich. To participate in the program, call in the U.S. 815-880-8255, Canada 613-800-8736, or Skype us at Inspired Choices Network. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to helen.g@att.net. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, everyone. You are listening to Creating Abundance with Ease with Dr. Helen Gitlevich. Today is her debut show, and I have the honor to be interviewing her. I am Christine McIver, and we are so excited to have Dr. Helen Gitlevich here today. She is a doctor. Her story is absolutely amazing in my point of view, that she actually became a medical doctor. And now that she's a medical doctor, she learned so much more after having a lot of stress in her practice. And that actually led to a heart problem. She had to have heart surgery, and there were complications. And she learned so much more after that whole thing. So very, very interesting journey. Yay! There you are. Welcome back. So we're just back from our second commercial, Dr. Helen. What you were going to share with us the meaning of the description of POC and POD as far as that clearing statement.
There is a full information on the website, theclearingstatement.com, which explains everything. But what it is, it's a magic phrase that Access Consciousness use, where we're looking at right and wrong, good and bad, meaning that when we are stuck in the rightness of the point of view or wrongness of the point of view, doesn't matter. It keeps us stuck in the same position. So we are clearing everything that's right, everything is wrong, everything is good, everything is bad. And then POC and POD, which sounds weird, but it's point of creation, POC. And the idea is we're going back in time and clearing at the moment of creation of the point of view. So if the point of view was created 5,000 years ago or a second ago when we just thought I don't have money or I'm tired, we go into that point, just preceding that, and eliminating and destroying it. POD is point of destruction, POD. Again, in order to create something, we have to destroy. Guess what we are destroying? We are destroying ourselves. So both of those, as Dr. Dane here says, ninjas of consciousness, POC and POD, they help us to destroy any thoughts, any patterns that not allowing us to move forward, not allowing us to change, to choose something greater. And then all 9 is 9 layers of stuff. Shorts is a short speak, what's meaningful or what's meaningless. Every single one of them has a meaning, and nucleated spheres are a structure that keeps everything together, I guess, just like peeling the onion, as well as beyond. It's moments in time when something happens beyond comprehension, beyond forgiveness, beyond imagination, any accidents, any death in the family, or as simple as a bill that comes in that's much bigger than what you think it is. I remember getting a bill instead of $39 or $400, and it was like, whoa, that was a beyond. So my invitation to you right now, think of any limitation that you have, and let's destroy it at this moment. What if you didn't have to live with limitation, especially with the body? Would you destroy and uncreate that? Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. So, but there is a little bit more of explanation that there is a video, there is multiple videos on YouTube. So returning back, not returning back, let's return forward to our bodies and the holiday. So what if we didn't have to work and be stressed with the body and every day could be a holiday? What if we could enjoy our bodies instead of suffering from it, or suffering with it, or suffering about it. Do you know that the only animal in the whole animal kingdom that suffers about his or her suffering is a human being? That's a difference.
It's incredibly fascinating. This just popped into my head that we are supposed to be, quote unquote, the superior beings on the planet. And
right.
We're the ones suffering with something that we created. It is really fascinating. I mean, you don't see like cats complaining about their long tails, or
no, or
giraffes.
They have a bad feather day.
Exactly. Yeah, bad feather day. I'm not having a bad feather day. Thank you very much. It is quite fascinating, and it's quite fascinating that we give so much thought to the problems with the body instead of, like the birds. I mean, they dance and they play and they sing and like all of the animals, you don't really see them having a challenge with their bodies. They are using and enjoying and playing, and yet us humans put so much emphasis on the issues.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And do you think that goes back to? Do you think that is some way connected to what you started out talking about, where people are having, there's some pleasure, or they're getting something out of having problems? Do you think it's connected to that as well?
Absolutely. I remember reading about something where the horse, when it gets injured or it has pain, it just has pain. It suffers. But then when the pain is gone, it's fine. The human, when they get injured or get pain, they suffer when it's painful, right? And then the pain is gone, but then they remember the pain. So they start suffering about that they had that injury. And then the next thought comes in, it's like they're suffering about the injury. So that's where that bringing the pain back in the body instead of just dealing with it in the moment. A lot of times, when the pain itself, it's a pleasure we cannot receive. A lot of times the pleasure can be painful, but if we are not willing to receive that, it becomes painful. And even in sex, even in sexual activities, a lot of times, especially like some people we know about, masochist, sadist, like S&M, and sometimes even dominant and submissive, a little bit of pain can be pleasurable. And then a lot of pleasure can be painful. So a lot of times it gets confused between pleasure and pain. That's why a lot of times relationships start becoming more painful from pleasure. It's what we cannot receive hurts us. So a lot of times it's our own, and besides that, part of not receiving the pleasure, it has to go through our points of view. Think of us as being in the house with the windows, and the windows are dirty. We cannot see anything outside. There is another joke I remember just now. The young family moves into a house, and the wife always complains. She's like, looks outside, and the neighbor hangs like she does the laundry, and everything she hangs out outside. So the young woman tells her husband, oh, look at that woman. She doesn't know how to do her laundry. All her laundry is dirty. So it happens every day. And then about a month later, suddenly they have breakfast and the woman hangs her laundry. She looks at us like, wow, did somebody teach her how to do laundry? And the husband looks at the wife and says, dear, I just washed our windows. So how many of you looking at the world through those windows that are maybe dirty, maybe have some color in it from our past experiences? And it's really allows us to change and choose something that might not benefit us versus something that will, because the colors of our past experience not allowing us to see what's true. I'm an artist, so I always talk from the artist perspective. When you mix colors, let's say you have a yellow and you put blue in, and especially different shades of blue, you will get a different shades of green, but you no longer see the yellow, and you no longer see the whatever is behind the glass that's yellow. And it's more about choosing to wash our windows. What if we don't have to have any colors or have all the colors at our disposal, but not look through the colors? Look at what is there, what is actually allowing us to be. What if it's just nice outside and we look through the shades of gray? Wow, it's gray. That's how we actually look at our bodies. We look at our bodies through reflections, through our kind of like the judgments of the body. So we don't see our own body. By the way, we cannot see our bodies because all we see is a reflection in the mirror. And with the reflection in the mirror, you don't see what's true. You're looking through the judgment, through the eyes of the judgment. You're also looking through your eyes in the reflection. And everything is opposite in the mirror. So it's not quite you in the mirror, but it's still what is. And I guess we are going on a break again, and we have a couple of minutes, or actually we can break now. And so you're listening to the Creating Abundance with Ease with myself, Dr. Helen Gitlevich, on Inspired Choices Network. So when we return, we will continue to discuss Holiday with Your Body. And we will be right back.
Many of us live our lives based on karma, on the past, and all the unfinished business in our lives. What would you choose if you did not have karma, or if you could choose what you desired instead? By tuning into Creating Abundance with Ease radio show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich, you'll receive tools and inspiration you can use to create the abundance in your life. You are an infinite being with infinite choices. Are you ready to have ease with creating abundance? Listen for Creating Abundance with Ease radio show every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. This is Creating Abundance with Ease radio show with Dr. Helen Gitlevich. To participate in the program, call in the U.S. 815-880-8255, Canada 613-800-8736, or Skype us at Inspired Choices Network. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email. by sending to helen.g@att.net. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, everyone. You are listening to Creating Abundance with Ease with Dr. Helen Gitlevich. And Helen, you are doing amazing on your first show, and you're just teasing us with all this information, aren't you? You got a lot more to come. Okay, I can't hear Dr. Helen right now. I think she may have muted herself. So if you have, please unmute yourself. Oh, it looks like she has to call back in. We're having a dance over here, and we're blowing the lines with all of this fun. So what you can expect coming up next week, Dr. Helen's next show, is called Getting Out of Pain. What if pain is totally not what you think? What if getting out of pain is much easier than you can imagine? So that's what her next show is going to be next week. And then the following week, to love or not to love. To love or not to love is always a question people don't normally ask. I love the variety of the shows with Dr. Helen. And if you're looking for more information, if you're looking to connect with Dr. Helen, you can do so at her website, Creating Abundance with Ease. You can connect with her on Facebook. You can connect with her on LinkedIn. You can find Dr. Helen all over the place, including now on Inspired Choices Network. So we are just coming up, our last segment of the show, Dr. Helen. I just let everybody know what your show will be next week and the following week. What did you want to kind of leave the final thoughts as we're closing out our final section of the show?
The final show, I would like to lead into a little maybe meditation.
Oh, wonderful.
And thanking our body. So I would like you to maybe rub your hands a little bit, kind of like, and create an energy ball between the hands. And instead of judging our body, what if we thank our body and put that energy on our face and just allow that energy to nurture the face, to nurture the body, touch our body, and maybe kind of like slowly touch your body and say, thank you, body. Thank you very much for being with me. Thank you for putting up with me, putting up with everything that I've put you through. And I'm sorry, and I'm so grateful for you. So what if it's all about being grateful for the body and allowing that gratitude to permeate every single cell in your body, allowing it to be grateful for you and you grateful for the body. How is your body feeling right now? Any changes? And what if every cell can be a contribution to you and you can be a contribution to every cell in your body? So with all of that, it's about being present with your body. So that's kind of like what I was going to lead or end the show with, and also letting people know that I'm available around the world.
So tell us about the things that you do in the world. I kind of mentioned that at the beginning, but let's get a little bit more information about the things that you do besides now having a radio show.
Well, I'm doing a lot of webinars. Some of them are free. Some of them are paid Zoom webinars. I'm doing 3-day body classes. I'm doing foundations, bars classes. I'm also teaching Akashic records, beginning and advanced, around the world. Pretty much the next few classes are New Year resolution with your body on January 14th at 12 o'clock. And that's actually a free one. It's my gift for the holidays to people.
And can they find that on your website?
Yeah, they can find it on the website. They can find it on Facebook. It's everywhere. And it will be, at this moment, translated into English, possibly other languages if there is a need for it simultaneously. Also doing a few 3-day body classes, one in Austin, Texas, in February 14, 16 in Rome, Italy, February 21 and 23, Tel Aviv. And I'm also doing an expo, health expo in Chicago, in Crystal Lake, on 25th of January, where I will be doing a lecture about the bodies as well as demonstrating bars and Akashic records. So you're welcome to join me anytime, anywhere, or call me if you'd like a class in your area. So I'm willing to travel.
That's fabulous. So tell us, what are some of the webinars that you do? What are you talking about on these webinars?
On the webinars, we actually go into a similar topic that we'll be doing on the radio show, just in a visual format, but we'll also be doing some facilitation as well with a lot of exercises. It's more like a workshops on the webinars, and sometimes it can be one-on-one, which is kind of here. This is my debut on a radio show to connect to more people around the world.
Right.
And same for the webinars, to allow them to use the tools of access or Akashic records so they can have a little bit happier life. Or maybe, actually for some people, maybe their misery is happy. But I'm talking about for people who actually seeking happiness, seeking ease with their bodies. They can shift and change anything. Because a lot of times we don't even realize how much we can change by using simple tools like, as I said, being grateful for our body. Because if you do that exercise every morning and every night, I actually would like to challenge you, everybody who is listening now or in the future, to challenge you to create a little holiday with your body by doing that little couple of minutes. Not even that. I would say probably can take a minute to do that exercise, being grateful for your body. And see how much it can change your life. What if by doing just that little segment, 1 minute a day, and by the way, you don't have to do it in front of the mirror. You don't have to do it alone. You don't have to do it. You can do it anytime. Just by touching your body. It can be just in one place. If you remembered it in the car, don't close your eyes. Just touch your body and say, body, thank you so much for being with me. Thank you so much for allowing me to be with you. And we are actually finishing up. I just had 30 seconds to end.
Dr. Helen, it is such a pleasure having you on the network. Thank you for saying yes to this adventure with us. Thank you for creating everything that you're creating. And we look forward to next week having you back with us again. Everyone, you want to join us, Creating Abundance with Ease.
Bye for now. And we'll see you. Bye for now.
Thank you for choosing to listen to Creating Abundance with Ease radio show. Dr. Helen Gitlevich will return next Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. We hope you'll join us. Until then, have fun using the tools of the week in your life and start creating magic in your life and your body.